What's up, guys? Welcome back to another game with Red. This is called Sly The Princess. Now, I've been wanting to play this for a while. Quite interesting, you know.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
We have to slay this.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Explore the end of the world. What are you talking about? Explore. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Explore. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it. I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Oh, what did I do? Have you ever considered maybe shit?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Are you just
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Are you gonna give me a proof? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I'm always what to do to off moach via love revolution. Silently continue to the tavern, turn around and leave.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Are you smart ass?
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
He is right.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Why is my finger so pointy?
The interior of the blade is your implement. You'll need it if you... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Hi, I'm just checking in on you. I'm here to save you. I'm here to save you. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you. Continue down the stairs.
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains? Okay. Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
So is your name Princess? I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you've looked up down here for a reason. If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking? I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently a threat to the world. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? I'm going to keep you locked away to here at least for a little bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. See, that's stalker vibes right there. I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up, and it isn't worth the risk to take your word over the potential fate of the world. Go back upstairs. I can't believe they keep you down here like this. Okay, I'm going to get you out of here. Don't make me regret this. Okay, first, I want to know what her real name is.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully, you're starting to see that she can't be trusted.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up. Thank you. You turn back to the stairs.
So, what? You'll regret this. I promise you. But go ahead, run along and get whatever you're planning to get. But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the... Okay. If we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet.
What's this bitch doing?
Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm. Its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger? Oh, you...
No. Why don't you come closer?
This is a dangerous play. Who's to say she'll actually succumb to her wounds? She doesn't have a weapon, and she's missing an arm. You can finish this right here, right now. Your eyes dart to the corners of the... Where is she? You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
I can wait. I'm very patient.
You do your best to patiently wait her out, but eventually... Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here. You step into the shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor. The ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back. This is the end. I'm afraid you shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Everything goes dark and you die.
You're on a path in the... You're here to slay her.
Okay.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the... If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep... If he doesn't remember what happened, There's something else. You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up. Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to. We did our best with the information we were given.
Pretty much.
And yet you still died, didn't you? So, great, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything?
This guy's such a
just like I told you?
smartass.
All the more reason to keep our wits about us, should we even return to the cabin. We could find a safe little hole somewhere. You have to go to the cabin. If you don't slay the princess, she's going to end the world, which you're always going to be a part of, even if you're cowering in a hole. There's no escaping your responsibility here.
Fine. We'll do it. We'll slay this bitch.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. She will, does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this serious. Maybe.
This bitch is gonna die. I'm gonna kill her.
The interior of the blade is your implement.
You didn't say anything about the
That's
mirror.
because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. What a strange thing to lie about. Maybe he doesn't see it.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point? I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. It's really... You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. You take... Very different. I wonder why. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So
Not
focus
yet.
up.
Okay, it's so much different.
The door to the basement creaks
Yeah,
open,
even the
revealing
exterior
what's
is
left
so
of an
different.
old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls.
I can smell it.
She sounds almost impatient. Or maybe you carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable
completely
darkness,
different.
giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. A chain rattles in the underbrush, and as its links drag across the floor, you see pieces of her move in and out of the shadow. Remember, she's just a princess. She is certain you're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. She emerges.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
Oh, you bitch. So I couldn't kill her. Wonder what happens if I... Wonder what happens if I
You're
slay her
here.
at the beginning.
You make your warning. She will...
Okay, we know that. What happens if I actually kill her in the first one?
The blade. You take... The door to her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds... Don't let it...
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the
See,
princess.
it's so much different.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the farm. She's so cold. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you...
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What if I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing. She's unarmed. If you hesitate now... You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that come. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
There it is again. That razor sharp... Yes. Even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? It's over. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that. You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse. Even though you know you're not going to... We definitely won't if you... I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world.
Yep,
Wait.
still a heartbeat.
What was that? You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pain. Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortal...
I can't believe you gave
as you
her a
fall,
knife.
She falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eye.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter, whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path. You're here. Again? If he doesn't remember what happened, then... are we sure we don't want to turn around and hightail it out of here? I really don't want to be stabbed to death. Stabbed to death? But that's exactly what you told us last time. You calm down. I assure you she... She will agree.
What else is different in this? Last time it was the mirror. It's gotta be something else.
The interior of the cabin
Whoa.
is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. Okay. You walk up. What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub, but now it's gone. For the love of everything, can we just get this over with already? All this waiting is killing me. The door to the air seeping up from below. That's right! Scraping! That sound could be anything. Her grating voice.
I hope you've come to rescue me.
Is something wrong with that voice? I can hear her blood. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody. Quick, get me out.
We're not falling for it. If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping.
What?
How many more are there? I so want to find out now. And this is just the demo. Nah, I'm gonna find this out. I'm gonna keep playing until I find out. This time we're gonna go on the
Your
lovey-dovey one. Yeah. Got it.
She will.
This time we're gonna be lovey-dovey too. This time, the last time we killed her, and then the second time we
interior
went
of the
down
cabin,
with
the
the
blade. The door to her voice
Hello?
is don't. Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a way. You walk down the stairs. I am begging you.
Hi. Okay. Oh,
She pauses.
you can address me as your...
Is
Like I said, you can... I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
okay. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for her.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen. But I agree. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating?
Of course I'm locked up down here. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a...
You have all the explanation. The princess hesitates. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
You're only making this more...
Thank you, and you won't.
You're making a huge mistake. No. You're doing the right. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Like, honestly,
They're
if
large
someone
and
says
far too solid for you to even imagine.
you gotta kill this
trying to
princess
break
because
them
it's the end of the
apart.
world, bro, you better believe that person because you never know.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere up. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the...
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a... Is someone else here? Your shouts and... I'll repeat myself once again. You're here. You try the door. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates
Oh,
before raising her arm
shit!
to her mouth, her teeth tearing as she rips her flesh from her bone. A sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, or we could use... You won't like what... Fine. Against your better judgment, you cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone. Her limb falls. She didn't so... No. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours. Blood from... How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by...
Thank you.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward. Wait, this isn't fair. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Whoa, he's like giving me no option.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't...
Your body lunges forward. The blade helps, but the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade! Move the... As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess...
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid...
I'm sorry. I'll try...
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is...
Oh no!
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, it can't just end like this. Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
The damsel.
You're
See, it's a
you're
different
here.
ending every time.
Oh, she will. If only you knew. Forget he said it. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He is trying to keep... Last time? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. I do. But I'm sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone. Don't pay their bickering any... The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant. Its stone wall... The blade is your implement. The door to the... But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice.
Hello?
Her voice. It's somehow... Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this... Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her. My love! We're here. You know she can't hear you. She may not be able to hear my... Oh, your spirit's plenty...
I was so worried about you.
Honestly, I want to keep playing, but I didn't know it's not a good idea. Oh, it's so good. I plan to play this next week. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Latest.